Today I'm going to be doing my review on the SD40 by Turin grinders. Before we get into that, I just do want to give a disclosure that this video in this grinder was sent to me by Espresso Outlet in exchange for an honest review, but they have no say and will not see this video before it produces, so this is my entire opinion on it. So this grinder ranges under $300 depending on what you all get and what features you want it to include. You have the ability to choose the body of it. This is the stainless steel version, which makes it a little higher priced. You can choose the funnel. You can choose the color of the bellows, and you can choose whether you want a wooden lid or not, and that will change the price and vary. This one comes in around $320 as this looks, but can go down up to $40 depending on what you get. So this is a single dosing grinder, and this is one of the cheaper ones on the market when it comes in the terms of electric grinders. And I gotta say, after using this for 4 months now, over 4 months now, I've been amazed at the quality that comes out of this grinder for the low price that it is. At least the low price, relatively speaking, when it comes to espresso equipment. So it's as simple as this. You simply click this button here on the side, and it will grind through the grinder. On the adjustments, you simply grab this black switch on the back, and then you turn the dial, and there's an indicator right here on the front to give you an idea of where you are at, and you're supposed to do that while grinding, and you simply go back and forth through that. Then while you're grinding, at the end of it, you will simply press down on the bellows system, which will allow any of the coffee that's stuck on the inside out through the grinder, and that is complete. It comes with this catch cup, and it comes with a brush as well. I believe it comes with a brush as well. It's hard to kind of keep it in line with all of the grinders that you have. So I want to go over a few of the features that I like, a few of the features I dislike, and why I would buy this grinder or why I wouldn't want to buy this grinder. So first off, going through the features I don't like is the cup does seem to slide a little bit while grinding. And what I've heard people do is they can remove the silicone pad here, and it will make the magnetic base stronger to keep the cup from moving. So I might try that down the road, but that's a little annoying feature that I have, and you kind of have to just leave the cup here and hold it in hopes that it doesn't move around that way. When it comes to grinding, I don't like how there's this. When it comes to this grinder, I don't like how there's a little red button here that does something. I don't know what it does or what its purpose there, but I wish that wasn't included on the side of the grinder. When it comes to the adjustment of the grinder, it works pretty well, but this is a stepped grinder, which means that you have to, it's not stepless, which means you don't have full adjustment of it. It clicks into place where it's at. And one of the things that are known about Turin grinders is they have like a little few finicky things that come along with it, which makes the grinder cheaper than other grinders. So one of those finicky things is the grind dial does not line up with all of the indications on the grinder. So when you're clicking it, you jump like 3/4 of a number each time, which just kind of makes it a little bit annoying, just because I like that perfectionist of it as well. When it comes to the maintenance and the use of it, this has a 40mm conical burr, which is a cone-shaped burr, and it works very, very well while grinding. I find the bellows system to work very, very well while pushing out the grounds, and it's overall an incredible grinder. It excels when it comes to pour over. I feel like I have enough range when it comes to grinding for espresso. Sorry, I meant to say it excels for espresso. When it comes to pour over, it is just okay. It could do a little bit better job on the range, but I would agree that most grinders that are set up for espresso, that if they do have the chance of doing pour over, that it could always be a little bit better for that realm of things. But it's very, very hard to find a relatively cheap dual purpose grinder that's meant for pour over and espresso. And that being said, this will make a decent pour over. It'll just be a little bit muddied in the actual pour over portion of it, but when it comes to your cup, it gives a pretty decent clean result. So I'm going to go ahead and put some beans in the hopper, and we're going to see how this grinds a little bit, and I'm going to drop that in, and this is closer to the finer setting of the grinder, so I'm on setting 2 right now, and I'm just going to go ahead and grind and give you an idea of what it sounds like. And then you're going to simply use the bellows system, and the bellows system, you kind of have to push a little bit at the beginning to really get it going out, and it's a little bit firmer of a press to make it work. Overall, the grind does seem to be pretty good. It's a little clumpy on the inside, which means that you'll need to use the WTT method in order to do that. It did not move too much while I was grinding, but it is kind of an issue. When you press it, the bellows system will shoot out a few grinds onto the countertop, so it's best if you angle the cup like so in order to do so, and it will do a good enough job. This thing seems very, very heavy for the size that it is, and very good quality and well built when it comes to that. When it comes to the grind quality of this thing, it really honestly compares really well with the Niche Zero that I've used. And so much so that even though I would rate the Niche Zero as a little better, it's not worth 3 times the price of this. It's not worth double the price of this, in my opinion. And so much so, I decided to get rid of the Niche Zero and just keep this on my countertop. And it's nice because it fits small on the countertop. It doesn't take up a ton of space. And it's almost to the point where I have thought about throwing this on a carry-on bag while I travel to have an electric grinder and not have to dial in with a pour-over. You can dial in with a manual grinder. You can take all of this apart pretty well. Lance Hendricks mentioned that you could probably get some Loctite and you could remove this button so it would be stepless. I have not tried that, but I don't see why that wouldn't work. So overall, my impressions on this grinder is absolutely incredible. I think Turin has done a great thing when it comes to the home coffee grinder market. They've really decided to make grinders at such an affordable price that it really makes it difficult to spend more money on a grinder, and it makes you able to enjoy wonderful coffee at such a low end price. If you made it this far in the video, if you could do me a favor, please like and subscribe. That would be helpful. But if I had to recommend any grinder for a lower price, any grinder that I would recommend everybody starting with this grinder as an electric grinder. I think it's going to give you a great job at the bat. If you're looking for a more expensive one or a better quality, or a better grind quality, I would look at the DF64, which is around the $400 mark, so 100 to 150 bucks more than this one. But overall, at $260, there's not a grinder that I know of in the electric grinder market that competes well with it. I think this does better than the Siete 270W, or the Siete 270, which is going to be more than this grinder. Definitely does better than the Siete 30. And it also does better than the Breville Smart Grinder, coming in at $200. So there's really not another way to go, in my opinion, under $300 for a grinder. And I would recommend anybody purchasing this up if they're starting their espresso journey at home. This will give you the grinder that you need to get you going, and it will allow you to grow with you as you go on, and it will give you pretty consistent shots as we go. The dosing cup is nice. It's a little sharp on the side, but it fits into a 58mm portafilter well, and it'll give you great results. So if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below. And again, please like and subscribe. That really helps me out as a YouTuber. And again, thank you so much for Espresso Outlet for sending this over for me to review. Thank you so much for watching.